The Director of National Intelligence Office issued a statement today on these briefings that have been held. I believe there have been briefings for the Hill and for the campaigns. They say, the statement saying that today we see our adversaries seeking to compromise the private communications of U.S. political campaigns, candidates, and other political targets. Our adversaries also seek to compromise our election infrastructure, and we continue to monitor malicious cyber actors trying to gain access to U.S. state and federal networks, including those responsible for managing elections. However, the diversity of election systems among the states, multiple checks and redundancies in those systems, and post-election auditing all make it extraordinarily difficult for foreign adversaries to broadly disrupt or change vote tallies without detection. I want to boil that down with you. They are talking, they say, about China, Russia, and Iran. The president talked to Putin yesterday. There's no indication from the readout that he even raised this issue. But do you have the same confidence that the DNI seems to have, that elections can be held safely, that the results, the tallies, can be audited, especially because of the White House opposition to mail-in balloting and refusal to go along with the money that's been put into the House bill and also a Senate version to act on that bill, the Klobuchar-Langford bill, to have additional money for election security?
I don't have that confidence at all, and I think that our adversaries, in particular the Russians, are going to amplify the false messages that the president is putting out about, well, you can't trust absentee ballots, even though that's how the president votes. The Russians will look for any divide they can to sow chaos in the United States, and what better way than to amplify false information about how millions of Americans cast their votes. But I want to say this also, Andrea. I've been urging Bill Evanina and others in the intelligence community to level with the American people about what's going on, to bring them into the conversation so they're armed with good information about what our foreign adversaries are doing. And I have serious concerns about the statement that was just put out. Serious concerns in how it gives a false sense of equivalence between what Russia is doing, what China is doing, what Iran is doing. It is not the same. They don't have the same capacity. They don't have the same plans. They don't have the same intentions. And by, sort of generically talking about all three, it gives a sense that all three are active in the same ways they are not. And what's more, in the warnings that are given, they're so generic in some ways as to be meaningless. To say the Russians, for example, are merely trying to denigrate those that are part of an anti-Russia establishment, I think is so meaningless as to be unuseful in any way. But more than that, in what it omits that the intelligence community does know, I think it's misleading to the American people. So they're going to need to do a lot better than that if Americans are going to be armed with the information they need to protect their franchise.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.